Our next project will be focusing on Pablo Picasso, who was a Cubist painter. What is Cubism? Cubism is a style of art which aims to show all of the possible viewpoints of a person or an object all at once. It is called Cubism because the items represented in the artwork look like they are made out of cubes and other geometrical shapes. Our next project, Pablo Picasso. Picasso line face, and this is part 1. Our learning goal for this project is we're creating a painting by producing an artwork by applying paint to a two-dimensional surface. Our learning targets are I can plan and organize design elements and principles to create artwork and communicate an idea, and I can create artwork inspired by other artists. The materials you will need today is a piece of white paper, a pencil, a ruler, and a Sharpie. You can also choose to print or download the choice sheet. All right, let's get started. Okay, boys and girls, we are about to get ready to start our Picasso paper using lines and shapes and cubist styles to create our facial features. All right, so for your Picasso face, we are going to need a ruler, or if you don't have a ruler, you can use any type of, you could actually use another piece of paper to make your lines. You could use the side of a book. You can use anything, an envelope even, to create your lines. But you are going to need something to create straight lines. All right, set up your paper so that it is vertical, which is a long way up and down, straight up and down. And the first thing that we're gonna do is we are gonna add a line from one corner to the other corner. And right now we have our paper set up vertically, which is also hamburger style, straight up and down. So from one end to the other, you're gonna match up your two corners with your ruler, and you're gonna draw a line from one corner to the other corner. Your second line is going to be halfway, or close to halfway, in between this line and the rest of your paper. So what I mean by that is you're just gonna set your ruler somewhere in between, but this section, and you're gonna make a line. For our third line, we're going to be creating two lines from this side of the paper to the other side of the paper. And they don't have to be perfectly straight, they can be turned a little bit. But either way, we're going to create two lines. So we're gonna make one from one end of the paper to the other. And I want you to leave some space, and you can make it straight, you could make it this way, you can make it leaning down, whichever one you want, as long as it's from one side to the other. So now we've made one line, two lines, three lines, four lines, and we're gonna make one more line. And our line is also going to go from this side of the paper to the other side of the paper. And this one is going to turn. So what I want you to do is I want you to set your ruler up, or whatever you're using, and you're going to make one line that's gonna be from here to the other. I don't want it to be up top. We're gonna keep it in this lower part of our paper. One more line. So right now you should have one line, two lines, three lines, 4 lines, and 5 lines. Now we're going to take a look at our picture, and I want you to take a look at where your lines are, and we are going to end up creating a face using parts and sections that we've made with our lines. And we're going to add a couple facial features today, and we're going to add the 2 eyes, we're going to add a nose and a mouth onto our paper. So right now I want you to take a look at your paper, and we're looking at where we have our lines. And there's a section, and I would say if you're looking at your paper, you have 1 line that goes from here to the other side. So there's 1 line, 2 line, and 3 lines. Right on the second line, so if you point right now to your second line, right here, where the first time that this line intersects, which means it crosses over another line, is where we're gonna put our nose. So again, you have your first line, so we'll call this line 1, line 2, and line 3. And we're gonna go right here where the second line is, and we're gonna take with our finger to where it connects. So it's gonna connect right here. This is where we're going to put our nose. So what I want you to do right now with your pencil is you're gonna go back over this line, and we're going to turn this into a nose. So you could keep your nose with just a point, or you could take your nose and you could have it come up and make a curl. And if you wanted, you could even add another facial feature to it just to make it look a little more fancy. But I want you to turn that section into where your nose is gonna be. And now that we have the nose, we can better see that the mouth would go in this section that's right below our nose, and our eyes are gonna go in these 2 spots right next to the nose. So I want you to choose how you wanna make your mouth, and I'm gonna give you some options that you can take a look at and you can download, and it'll say face options, Picasso face options as your worksheet if you wanna take a look, or you can come up with some on your own. But you're gonna draw in any type of mouth that you want into your section. So you're gonna put a mouth in this section, and then you're gonna put an eye in this section and an eye in this section. And again, you can look at the options that I'm gonna give you to decide from, or you can create your own. You don't have to make them the same as the options that I gave you. If you wanna come up with some all by yourself, then go right on ahead. But we are making cubist style. We're making a cubist style face, so we want to stick to the cubist style of drawing in our face that we wanted, that facial features. All right, and that is all that we're going to add today. Next week, we're going to finish drawing up some more of our facial features, and then the last week, we're going to paint it.